welcome to Find It in Fergus Falls. I'm Lisa Workman with the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, we are wrapping up the month, or have wrapped up the month of October and rolling right into November. I invite you to come on downtown Fergus Falls. There is so much excitement going on in our downtown community with the construction and progress of the downtown riverfront development, and so many stores and expansions going on downtown with new restaurants including Zen Steak and Seafood opening up in November. Toast, if you haven't been downtown for Toast, that's a great place to go. And of course the stable, the Viking, Fiesta Brava, Don Pablo's, all kinds of great restaurants downtown and really fun places to shop. In fact, I challenge you in the month of November, if you haven't been downtown to go dining or shopping, head downtown at least once a week for the month of November. I promise you will enjoy it and you will discover something new. Well, speaking of something new, we're going to talk about what to do with new things or old things. We're going to talk about recycling. Cedar Walters with Otter County Solid Waste Department is joining us on the show today. She's going to be talking to us a little bit about a webinar that businesses can attend for free and on Zoom on Friday, November 5th to help them or give them some ideas on how to recycle and be more earth-friendly in our community. So stay tuned. Cedar Walters will be joining us in just a bit.
Digital Dilemmas presents
The Basement Dweller. What lurks in the far corners of your basement? Reduced Wi-Fi coverage.
Instead of having your router in the basement, it's actually better to place it in a central location on the main floor. If this isn't possible, a Wi-Fi extender can help to improve the signal throughout your house. Stay tuned for more digital dilemmas.
Well, welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. I'm joined today by Cedar Walters from Otter County. Cedar, glad to have you back on the show. It's been a while, but boy, when folks, I think a lot of folks thought about reduce, reuse, and recycle back starting probably in March of 2020. It was like top of mind, like I'm going to clean out a closet.
Oh, yes.
And people started getting rid of things, reusing things, and all that type of stuff. And recycling is a big part of that.
Yeah, that's right. We did see a lot of extra stuff that people were cleaning out. We definitely saw the spring cleaning times 2, kind of at the beginning of spring of 2020. And I think in some ways, recycling took a little bit of a hit when people stayed home too, because they weren't, there were a lot more disposable items like masks and gloves. So we did see some
takeout containers.
Yeah, so we saw some more of that too, but in general, I think people are kind of getting back to normal routines and starting to think about, going back to the workplace maybe.
Right.
We're talking about that today.
Absolutely. So, and a lot of times we think about the recycling at home, sorting our cans and newspaper and all those different things, but it's not always top of mind at the workplace or at businesses. And you guys, through Otter County, you're going to be offering a workshop kind of to help make it easier. So let's talk a little bit about that workshop coming up on November 5th.
Sure. So, I think you're totally right that we think about it at home, but when we actually spend tons of time at work, a lot of time at work. And so you're right that we need to think about it a little more then. So just to try and connect more with, how people are recycling or thinking about waste in the workplace, we're offering a webinar on November 5th. So, if you're still working at home, or if you're in the office, this is an easy way to access information. I feel like that's one thing from all the pandemic Zooming that sometimes is still convenient, even though we're all getting out and about more. There's something about not having to go somewhere physically that just makes things easy to join in on.
Easy to join in on, and it's over the lunch hour, so you can take your lunch break, gather some great material, and really, get you thinking about what you're consuming, what you can reduce, eliminate some waste, and again, work on that recycling. So tell us a little bit, Cedar, how folks can register for the class or get signed up for it too.
Sure. So it's a business recycling webinar, so it's at noon on November 5th. which is a Friday.
Yep.
Have a nice Friday lunch hour. And so you would register on our website, on the Ottertail County website. There's an events tab at the bottom, and that event would be listed there. And there's a registration link, and then you'll get your own personal Zoom link to join at that time. And, I think what we see a lot of times too when we visit workplaces is we'll see a sad recycling bin all by itself in a corner with maybe a handwritten without a friendly trash can to keep it company, because they really should be side by side.
Oh, see,
And
simple tip.
Well, we'll be sharing a lot of best practices during that. So we'll visit a workplace and we'll see a recycling bin, but there's no label on it, or maybe it's just handwritten recycling.
Right.
And so there's really a lot of best practices for how to set up recycling. I mean, at home, but at work, it's more critical that you have it set up as a program that works.
Right.
Because it's not just one person who at home knows that the gray box is for the cans. You have a lot of people coming and going, potentially visitors in the workplace. So you
Right.
need to kind of have your
Have it labeled
program.
and-
Yep, be set up in such a way that anybody knows what to do the minute they see that bin. So we'll be sharing lots of tips on that, because we think about this all the time at the recycling center, but if you're not familiar with how the recycling system works, there's just a lot of easy things you can do to make sure that program is a success.
Absolutely, and I know one thing that we enjoy at the chamber office is that through the city of Fergus Falls, with single sort recycling available, we can keep all of our recycling in. We have a couple different bins. I mean, we're a small office, 4 people. We have visitors now and then, but we have, I think, 3 different areas in the building with a couple different totes or bins for recycling. Pitch them all in one, whether it's our paper or cans, our corrugated cardboard, and then when it's time to take the trash out, trash goes in one, and we empty the bag into the other one.
Good for you.
We're
You're
learning.
Yes,
See, there
I love
was a
it.
great label on the top that said, take it out of the bag, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm a rule follower, I
Yeah.
can do that.
All right. I mean, and that, just
Simple.
things like that. So we'll be sharing a lot of those kind of recycling do's and don'ts too,
Right.
that apply honestly anywhere. If you're at work, at home, at school, out and about, just kind of some simple yes and no things that you can do to just make sure that recycling stays clean. One thing I really try to do is kind of give people some insight on the system, the solid waste
Yeah.
system and the recycling system. Because once you understand why something needs to be the way it needs to be, it's just easier to remember why.
Right.
So we'll be sharing some of those simple tips to make sure that your recycling, when it goes in there, is actually what can be recycled. Because if it's not
It's
done
grass
in a certain
clippings.
way, right? If it's something that doesn't belong there, like you were just talking earlier
Grass
before we started
clippings.
about grass clippings, that's not going to get recycled,
Right.
and it might potentially cause problems for the recycling that is in that bin. So we
Right.
just want to make sure that the material that we get is high quality and is kind of
Appropriately recyclable, not just
Right.
you missed the trash can.
right, exactly. And so that just ensures that it can go on and have a new life as a new product,
Yeah.
which is something to celebrate. So we really like to share those insights as well. We know where all of our recycling goes and we know what it gets made into. So it's kind of fun to clue people in on what their recycling is accomplishing.
Definitely. And one of the things that I've seen that has grown in the area lately when we come to businesses and recycling is from the consumer standpoint. More people are using the reusable bags for whether it's groceries or supplies or, it doesn't matter whether you're going to Fleet Farm or to Walgreens or to Fergus Home and Hardware or to Service Food.
Yeah.
When you bring your own bag, that eliminates, especially this time of year, if you look up in the
Yeah.
trees, there's no leaves, what do you see? White plastic bags
do.
blowing,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
we can all do our part to eliminate that unsightly trash that's blowing around through the bring your own bag.
Yeah, so if you're like me, I mean, I have reusable bags. That's just kind of who I am. But despite my best intentions, they don't always actually make it into the store with me. So,
Because we're in a hurry and
you're in a hurry, or
Run
they're in
in.
your house, or I try to be good and leave them in the car, but even then sometimes you get halfway done with your shopping and realize that they're not with you.
Yes.
So we really wanted to help businesses out and help from that consumer perspective and give people a friendly reminder. So we did come up with we've been trying to focus a little more on reusing,
Yes.
which is just another way to minimize waste, just like recycling. And so this year we've been focusing a little more on that aspect.
Bring your own bag.
Yep, and so we do have bring your own bag decals, so I'm glad you've seen them around. There are quite a few businesses up and down Lincoln and around town that have these.
And if people want them,
Yeah, these are just available to any business that wants them. So when a customer comes in, they see this on your door, oh, that's right, and they go grab it from the car, because I need that friendly reminder sometimes.
Yes.
And so I know I'm not alone in having these, but not always making that final step to bring them with into the
Yep.
store.
and in fact, some of retailers I know, like Dandelion and Burdock, downtown Fergus Falls, if you have one of their shopping bags, they give you a discount on your purchases. So,
Oh, so if
they're
you bring
really
it back
ramping
and
it up.
reuse it.
Yes.
Ooh,
And they're
I like
cute,
that.
too.
Kudos to them. Yeah, so I mean, we also have the larger bring your own bag signs, which are kind of fun. So these have been up, near service
They're
food,
great
has
in
been
the parking
helping out with
lot.
those. Because really, it's reducing waste and reducing potentially those blowing around like you were mentioning. But it was amazing to me when we started talking to businesses about this, how much money a business
Cost.
spends on bags that get handed out to customers, that customers use for 20 minutes to carry something home.
Yep.
So it's such an expense, and it's so much waste, and most of us have the reusable ones anyway. Let's
Right.
just use the ones we have. So, a small grocery store setting can spend $15,000 to $30,000 a year on bags.
That's
So,
crazy.
it's a win-win if you're gonna help out a business and then help reduce that waste. Just remember to bring the bags you have. So yeah, these are available. We have extra yard signs available. We're happy to help out businesses with getting that going.
helps share that message, and I thought it was fun. I was at Service Food probably a week or so ago, and the cashier said, she's like, where are your bags? Because she knew that I had them, and I'm like, I forgot them that
today.
time, but I'm like, oh, they remembered,
Yeah.
so that's nice,
Yep.
it's just, and then I love the ones where you can get the ones that are insulated
Yep.
for hauling your frozen
Yep.
pizzas or ice cream, Brussels sprouts home.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. So
Great.
bring your own bag. We've got a recycling workshop over the noon hour on Friday, November 5th. Who should attend the recycling workshop? Kind of swinging back to that in the businesses.
Yeah, really.
Anyone and everyone.
It's geared a little bit more at business waste, but I just actually was visiting a school yesterday, and it would totally apply in any kind of institutional setting as
Sure.
well. Because setting up a program anywhere outside your home where there's going to be multiple people interacting with it, it's just going to help you tighten up that recycling program, making sure you're applying those best practices.
Right.
And just that little bit of information is going to go a long way to making sure that stuff that you're collecting, or that maybe you need to start collecting, some places don't have a program yet, that it's going to get to the right place, and you have some confidence in that.
Yep.
And then we'll just be talking about some of the benefits of doing this. It's not just about reducing waste, it's about potentially saving money for your business.
Right.
We'll be talking about some specific programs that are helping out businesses with waste, like our cardboard collection route. And so, anybody, even if you're not at a business, really could
Right.
attend. And
Because if you work somewhere, you could be the superstar employee, and
you
say,
could be the
"Let's-"
recycling champion
Yep.
at your work. You don't have to be a supervisor. You could be the person who would like to see recycling improve.
It benefits
so
everyone when
benefits
when
everyone.
everyone plays a part in it, and
Yeah.
when you talk about the benefits of it too, there's that one really sweet thing that we maybe haven't mentioned yet, as
Oh,
far
yes,
as
yes.
attending the workshop that the chamber's sponsoring.
Yes.
You want to share the delicious news?
Sure, and well, I have one example of, we're actually giving away a couple of prizes. So if you attend the workshop, we're gonna draw a couple of winners to get first, I do have this example with you. We will deliver a recycling bin to your office.
Fantastic.
But along with the recycling bin, you're gonna help provide donuts.
Donuts!
So if you're one of the
donuts
lucky
for
winners,
donuts.
yep, that's right. So this one time, recycling and donuts are going to go together, because we want to encourage that recycling behavior at work, and then we'll give you a sweet treat on top of that, so you can share with your employees as you get your recycling program tightened up and ready to go.
Yeah. So Cedar, if a business has a recycling program now, they've gone to the class, and afterwards they have some questions, how do they get a hold of you?
Oh, absolutely.
Or can they get a hold of you,
Yep.
maybe?
Absolutely. When we do a lot of that, if you call or email, we're happy to answer questions. We do site visits as well. So,
Sure.
if you want us to come in and look at how you're doing things, or get some ideas on what other things you could divert through recycling or other programs, we're happy to, lend a hand or give you some ideas, help you tighten that up. And one way we do that is with signage. So if you
Sure.
need help with signage, we will often print it or have some available that you can use. These are just examples from a school that wanted to have better labels on their recycling bins. So we'll be talking about that a little bit in the workshop too, how to access the signage. At the end of the webinar workshop, we'll have some time for Q&A. We really
Fantastic.
like to have that dialogue, so if you have questions during that, we'll be making opportunities for that to happen. But otherwise, you can email me. I won't rattle that whole thing off right now, but my email is on the Otter County website. Or you can call the solid waste office anytime and get a hold of myself or our recycling manager or any of our other staff that are happy to answer questions. And I think we could probably pop the number up for people to check that out.
We certainly can do that, yeah. And of course, we've got information on the Chamber's website at fergusfalls.com.
Yep.
Both phone numbers, contact information, even the event information for Friday, November 5th. Business Recycling Zoom webinar, so
Yep.
you can watch it while you're eating your sandwich or your pizza or whatever you have for lunch that
Whatever.
day.
Put your feet up and.
Yep. As you get ready for the big deer hunting weekend, I think
That's
there'll be,
right.
yeah,
That's
there'll be a
right.
lot of stuff going on there too. So,
Yeah.
anything else we should touch on when it comes to Otter County and recycling? Oh, yeah, the big national award nomination. I almost forgot. Yeah, so folks in Otter County, we have been recognized nominated for a national advertising award for the ads for recycling. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So, we've worked with Leighton Broadcasting for a long time, and just to promote recycling or our programs, and I like to have a little fun because I think people respond well to fun, and so we did basically create a fictional character that talks about recycling, kind of this old school reporter, Al McCann. And so Al McCann goes on the air and in a rather humorous way talks about recycling and waste issues, and they become kind of a phenomenon apparently. But our ad representative, Greg Arenz, who's really been great to work with and is a very creative guy, really thought that these had some potential, so he did submit some to the Mercury Awards, which is, I think, one of the only kind of broadcast advertising awards that exist.
Yeah.
And so we are one of 14 national finalists.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's really exciting, and if you wanted to check out those ads, they are very funny. They are on the Give Waste a New Life page on the Otter County website. So they're all there. There's actually a whole series of them that celebrate what your recycling can get made into. So if you need a laugh today or this weekend, go over and give those a listen, and it's just kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very
It's entertaining, and I think fun can be really effective. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just be forewarned, 99 bottles of beer on the wall. So
but
get that stuck in your head.
Times a couple of million.
Yeah. So there's that. It's all about recycling, right?
That's right. It
Drink
is
beer
about
in the name of
recycling.
recycling or something like that.
Yep,
So.
yep, and Mr. Al McCann on the ads will always remind you, even after he's had a couple beers,
Yeah.
to remember to recycle.
Definitely. Well, even after that, he's got the knowledge to do it. So, well, Cedar, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and congratulations on being nominated for a national award. We can all be very proud of that effort here in Otter County, and we hope folks sign up and register and tune in for the Zoom webinar for a chance at a fantastic new recycling bin and some donuts to share with your friends. So, thank you again so much.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for having me.
You bet. We'll be back after a little break.
Digital Dilemmas presents
The Wizard of Wi-Fi.
Cell phones and laptops and tablets.
Oh my!
Smart home connected devices.
Oh my! I don't think our Wi-Fi router is strong enough, Jojo.
If you have an older router, it may not be able to support all the wireless devices in your home. Contact your service provider to discuss an upgrade to a newer router that can support multiple devices and provide a consistently strong signal. Stay tuned for more Digital Dilemmas.
Well, welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. I want to thank Cedar Walters for joining us today and I hope you remember Cedar and recycling the next time you hear from Al McCann. And if you want to get some tips on recycling as well as learn about what's going on in and around our community, come to Chamber Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls, at a Center for the Arts on November 11th on Veterans Day. Our Chamber Cafe in November will be hosted by LB Homes, so come on, put that one on your calendar and get registered on our website on fergusfalls.com. I'm Lisa Workman. This has been Find It in Fergus Falls, and we'll see you again next week.